Where's my boots?
Happening here?
There we go. What?
No. Okay. I have no idea why you popped in a second time, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. This shows that, let's see. Remove. Okay.
All right. I think we're good now.
While during that was going, you popped up a second time, and I'm like, why the hell is she popping in again? But then your other one's frozen.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, it won't let me get you out from. You see yourself a second time on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it won't let me exit you unless I ban you, which I'm not going to do. So it's just going to have to stay there. Anywho, hi everybody. If you want to, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, you can do that while I'm saying hi and okay.
There we go.
So hi everybody. Hi Justin. Hi Missy. Hi Fluffies. Hi Lynn. How is everybody doing? I don't know. I think Annie, we're having a couple issues, but see, she exited out, but her little thing is still backstage down there. So, I'm not sure what's going to, anyway. So how's everybody's weekend? I'm still in a little bit of pain, and, I am out of work until the 24th. I got in to see my doctor. He wants me on crutches, but I said, fuck no. I'm already such a klutz, and I'd bust my ass if I was on crutches. So I'm moving real slow, and I'm hobbling, and I'm limping on my right side. I still can't put all of my weight on my right side, but I'm on day 2 of 6 days of meds. If the meds don't work, I'm going to have to go in and have an injection. So let's pray that this works. So Annie's going to pop back in now. Hopefully we're all set.
Voila.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, when you left, it was still there. I'm like, I'm not sure what technical difficulties we're having tonight.
There you go, gentlemen.
Yeah. So, but we fixed it. We fixed it.
Yay.
Garza's watching us on, he's got one TikTok and one YouTube.
Oh, jeez.
I'll still watch the comments on TikTok, but I really only talk to over here. So tonight we're talking about Tales from the Tombs, or Tales of the Tombs. Because I really enjoyed it the last time we were talking about the mummification from Egypt and the history. And tonight we're talking about tombs that has actually been lost or not found yet.
Mm-hmm.
Tombs that have actually been found, and it's, like the famous ones. And then the locations of where people can actually go and see them. Hi, Tina. Hi, Uncle Junior. Looks like someone teleported when Annie was on. Since Glenn isn't here, I'm seeing there were 2 Annies because she's 0.1 second in the past.
That's right.
That's possible, because we do seem to always have people teleporting through time.
Just get me a DeLorean that goes 88 miles per hour and 1.21 gigawatts, and we're good.
Yeah. And I'm surprised Glenn's not here, but he's at work, so he might be on a call or busy or something like that. But yeah. So, but yeah. I'm going to start out with talking about some tombs that have not been found as of today. So, well, we all know that Cleopatra has not been found, and we're going to start off with her. You need to tell me your secret, Annie, for college. I guess a teleportation secret.
Hold on. Oh.
I have no idea. So anyway, hey Spirit Stalker, how you doing? I hope everybody is having a really good weekend. So anyway, Cleopatra, everybody knows that Cleopatra has not been found. She is still the most sought out tomb.
Yes.
But scientists believe that she passed in Alexandria with her then husband, Mark Antony. They're unsure of where she's actually buried because she was always back and forth between her country and the other country. If she's buried in Alexandria, her body is going to be found with Mark Antony's body. And that will be in Alexandria, but it will be submerged underwater now.
That's true.
Most of Alexandria lies under the Mediterranean Sea. The archaeologist Frank Godillo searched the waters there in the early 2000s, but found no signs. They feel that even if untouched by human hands, the earthquakes and seawater would have buried or submerged her palace and mausoleum. So they are still eagerly searching for good old Cleopatra.
And something that I read is a lot of the ones that they have found, because of all the riches and everything that were buried with a lot of the elite, that, there were the grave robbers. So it wound up being a lot of times that, they may not be found because they had to hide them so well in order to protect them.
So they're unaware if
it's even accessible.
Right. I mean, they might not even be in Alexandria. She might have been in her country and not even at where Mark Antony was located. This is their guesses. She could be in one of two places between her two countries there. Because what was it? Europe? What was her second country? Egypt was her first country.
So let's see.
When it was she married.
Was he Greek?
I can't remember. And I watched the damn documentary, but I can't remember shit. So I don't remember the second.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey. I haven't seen you in a while, Corey. How you been? Oh, you say hi to Annie, but not to me. What the hell?
There's Glenn. Hi, Glenn.
43-foot underground and spanning 4,300 foot. The tunnels were cut from solid rock in between. Yes, Glenn. I know. I've done some research, so quit jumping ahead of me, mister. God, I'm going to kick your ass. God.
Lily said that she's Greek.
Oh.
So,
all right. Well, wherever Mark Antony's from, I thought it was Europe, but I can't remember what the documentary said. Well, she might have been born in Greece, but she took over. The Egyptian people love her. So she was the ancient Egyptian pharaoh. Because her first husband, she had to marry her little brother. She married her little brother so she could kill him, so she could reign. So Sheswa, her first husband was her little brother because
Gotcha.
they were, yeah. And then she killed her little brother so she could reign. And then her second husband was the other one, and then she divorced the Caesar, and then they divorced, and then she married Mark Antony. Was she born in Egypt? Okay, I thought she was from somewhere else, but they moved to Egypt, and the Egyptian people just loved her. So anyway, she's either buried in Alexandria with Mark Antony, or she's in her area, castle, wherever she was living there in Greece, her fucking Egypt. But she was still Greek. So she's Greek, but in Egypt. And they're saying from the documentary that I saw, they're saying she wasn't as beautiful as you thought she was.
Oh, you got to figure she was a Hollywood glamorized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, sure. For the movies and whatnot. A lot of those people, because of
everybody wanted her. Yeah, everybody wanted her because of who she was.
Right.
Liz Taylor. Just playing her. Anyway, moving on. So Cleopatra is still the most sought tomb in the world. Now, I know we've talked about the Ramesses, all the numbers.
Ramses.
There's a big family. Yeah, that one. There's a bunch of them.
Yes.
So this one is for the Ramses the 8th. It's still undiscovered, but they believe they will find it in the Valley of the Kings. So clues were found in Egyptians' writing add to his location, and he is believed to be entombed with his entire family in the valley. Okay. He was the 7th pharaoh of the 20th dynasty of Egypt. He is currently the only king that has not been located in his family.
Really?
Yep. She was the first Egyptian ruler who spoke Greek, and many followed her nearly 300 years. Oh, cool. They're expecting her tomb to not be, because from the writings that they found in the documentary that I watched about Cleopatra, I guess it was in the middle of a war and they were losing the war. So they went to their hiding spot. And this is where they believe that their hiding spot, and that they were under there, I think, with just one of their children, to hide from these people so they wouldn't be killed, but they ended up dying down there because they couldn't get out, or they didn't get out, or something. I don't remember, but we were just going from like I said, it's from the writings that they made this documentary. No, there's 8. This is the 8th. But yeah, he's currently the only king/pharaoh that has not been located in their family, but they do believe he is located in the Valley of the Kings. That's still an active digging spot.
Yes.
And I looked up the Valley of the Kings, and that place is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like, royalty graveyard.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Because I saw a lot of that in the research.
Yeah.
That I had done. Like, it's huge.
Well, Yeah, we'll talk about it once we get there because that's one of the sites that I have at the end there.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is I don't, and y'all, if I'm not saying I'm right, don't come at me. Don't come at me because I don't know how to talk this language and I don't know how to pronounce these words. Okay. So this one is it's Thutmose the second. Thutmose. Thutmose or the Tutmosi or Mossy or something. Anyway, the second. He's the fourth pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of Egypt and reigned from 1479 to 1493 BC. Excuse me. He died at the year 30 years of age. His body was found mangled in the Deir el Bahri Cache. And then his body and parts were taken to the mortuary temple of the Hatshepsut, whatever that is. So his body was, the way that his body was found, it showed that his death was horrible. His left arm was broken off from the shoulder joint. His right arm was chopped off below the elbow. His ribs were smashed and broken. His right leg was with his body, but severed off.
Oh, my Lord.
And apparently he had a disease. It didn't say what disease he had, but he was a very thin man, like very underweight. So it's unknown where he was actually buried, and archaeologists are still searching. The body was mangled. I just read all that. And I just read all that was happened to his body. So they're unaware of where he is located.
Goodness.
It must have been like a war maybe he was in, or
maybe somebody got a hold of him for all that stuff to be.
Yeah, I have no idea. It didn't. I wrote down everything I read. Ugh. So that was let's see, the fourth pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. So that was even before the Ramesses. That one.
Ramses.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so the next one they're still searching for is Attila the Hun. Yeah, it's common spelling, all right. Yeah. Attila the Hun reigned from 395 to 453 AD. He was a leader of non-Christians from Great Hungarian Plain. He demanded gold in exchange for peace agreements that often did not last very long. They're unsure of his location of burial, but was put in a triple coffin. The innermost was made of pure gold. The second is of pure silver, and the outermost is made of iron.
Huh.
No, it's Attila, Attila, the Hun, Hun. There were servants that helped build the tomb and were all killed trying to protect his records that were written by Priscus. It's known that Attila was buried with his gems, enemy weapons, and rain ornaments. They believe his tomb can be found in the Great Hungarian Plain next to a river or riverbed, and they're still searching for him. I couldn't even
He's-
find pictures of him.
Yeah, and from what I understand, he was brutal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't read that.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the other one.
I try to make you guys always pee your pants with laughter, but every once in a while, I got to throw in the history, you know.
This is a respectable podcast. Thank you very much.
I've only got 2 more of the famous ones they could not find, and I'm sure y'all have heard of them. Alexander the Great. He died in Babylon in 323 BC.
Mm-hmm.
Unfound, but they're still looking for him. His generals gave him a funeral, and his body was being moved, but his body was intercepted in Syria by Ptolemy, who was, why do I know this name, and was redirected to Egypt. Ptolemy was the brother of Mark Antony's brother, right? Or no, Mark Antony's enemy, who kept trying to take Cleopatra from him.
Oh,
That's they were close, but they ended up being enemies, and I think that's who they were hiding from to be killed. It's where is it? Ptolemy is his name, but I think that was Cleopatra and Mark Antony's enemy there. Julius Caesar was her second husband.
no, Caesar was her first.
No, her little brother was her first, so she could kill him.
That's right. Yeah.
Her little brother was her first husband, so she could kill him. So she was a widow, and then she married Julius Caesar. And then Mark Antony was the true love of her life. So anyway, he was in the late 4th century. His body was dug up and then reburied in Alexandria. And now they are unaware of where his body was last laid and can't find him now.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know how good Julius Caesar tasted.
Like Caesar salad.
Oh, for God's sake. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, Lily? Goodness.
I can hear her in her room cracking.
It's like, what on earth? You fucking taste. No, I don't think anybody ate him. And to be honest with you, I don't think anybody has ever found Julius Caesar either. I didn't even bother to look that one up.
I just know that, didn't they have him Caesar salad? Didn't they have him because she fell in love with Mark Antony? They like conspired to have Caesar murdered or something.
I thought by the Ptolemy guy, but they ended up being enemies with him as well.
Okay.
But I don't think Julius Caesar's ever been found either. Oh my God. I'm so glad there's no such thing as a mummy salad.
Oh.
It tastes dry. Oh, come on. Yeah, ridiculous. So that's an active search as well. Like I said, he was in the process of being taken to his burial place. Apparently, this burial place he was supposed to go took 2 years to do. and he never made it there because the Ptolemy stole the body and took him to Egypt and buried him in Alexandria.
Goodness.
But yeah. But apparently he was dug up and taken somewhere else, and nobody knows where. So we don't know if he actually made it to the place he was supposed to originally go or what, but his body was stolen twice. He was a very wanted man, I guess. For the they took him when he was dead. And the last one that has not been found of the famous people is the Genghis Khan. Genghis, I guess that's how you say that, Genghis Khan. As he was cremated there. There's no tomb. For who? For Alexander the Great?
Or maybe
how do you know he was cremated, though? Nobody knows. His body was stolen a second time out of Alexandria, where he was buried, and they have no idea where the body went. I couldn't find anything where it showed they knew where Alexander the Great was buried. I tried to find it. Genghis Khan is probably my dad. Oh, Jesus. That's some old dick right there. There's spider webs there. Oh. So I don't think so.
It's a web shooter.
Yeah, he's like fucking Spider-Man. Good God. Okay. Anywho, Genghis Khan died in August of 1227. He founded the Mongol Empire, which stretched from the Pacific to the Mediterranean. His tomb is thought to be near Burkhan Khaldun in the mountain range that's sacred and mentioned in the Secret History of the Mongols. Khan apparently asked to be buried with no markings, according to legend. At the end of the 13th century, Marco Polo wrote that the alleged slaves were massacred by another group of soldiers, who in turn were massacred by another group, who then all committed suicide after destroying the tomb location. So this shit starts getting confusing.
Good grief.
Yeah. Who's Carmen? Lily, can you just hush up? So that's the famous people that hasn't been found yet.
Goodness.
Yeah, probably. So now I'm going to move on to the bodies that has been found. And I'm sure y'all have heard of a few of them. Okay, so of course everybody knows King Tut was finally found. King Tut was found in 1922 by Howard Carter. He was surrounded in gold, and spectacular appearance of the burial goods turned into a media frenzy and became the most famous find in the history of Egyptology. Now, if they find Cleopatra, that's going to blow King Tut out of the water.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
She'll be the most, yeah. I would like to, I would really hope they find her. I want to see what her mummy looks like. That would just be fantastic. I just would love for them to find her. I don't know. I'm fascinated with it. Anyway, King Tut is currently, his tomb is in the Valley of the Kings.
Yep.
The next one that's been found, I'm not quite sure how to say it. It's T-Y-T-I. So it's either titty or tighty.
Titty. King Titty.
This is a female.
Whatever.
So I'm going to call her Tighty because I'm not thinking it would be spelled like that if it's titty. I'm going to go with T-Y-T-I. Tighty. Tidy. Tidy whities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she is an ancient Egyptian queen of the 20th dynasty. She was the wife and sister to Ramses III and the mother to Ramses IV. So she married her brother and had his baby. So she's the mother and aunt of her son/nephew.
Daddy, mommy, mommy.
No, I don't want to talk to mom right now. I need to talk to Aunt Titty. Anyway, sorry, I couldn't help but laugh. Her tomb was located in the Valley of the Queens. She was known as the king's daughter and chief royal wife. Her exact title is unknown, which one exactly she went by, the king's daughter or royal wife, because she married her brother. Yeah, there was a lot of inbreeding back there. But yeah, she married her brother. Hi, Mandy.
Hey, Mandy.
Okay, so her tomb was made of yellow stone. And hers had lots of colorful art carvings. Her tomb was since abandoned and was used as a stable for donkeys, but is still in a well-preserved state. King Tut is the guy who had a big butt. Did King Tut have a big butt?
It might have looked like he had a big butt because of probably all the inbreeding, the way his body was deformed.
Well, a lot of the bodies a lot of them were fucked up looking back then because of the inbreeding. A lot, like they had the diseases and the eyeballs that were crooked and.
Mm-hmm.
But out of curiosity, I mean, I want to look it up. Like, is there pictures of him somewhere? Like, I haven't looked at pictures.
There's like the ones that there's the ones that they've like computer generated off of like the facial structure and stuff like that.
But has it ever shown a picture of King Tut's body? Like I'm just curious if he, like what they're saying is if he actually had a big butt, or is it just a joke?
They may have.
Yeah, he's trying to be a poet and didn't know it type thing. So I don't know. I don't know if King Tut had a big butt. I don't know.
We'll find out. That's going to be on the next episode.
I'll find out. I'll try to do some research on King Tut's butt.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, do you think if he farts, if it blows a little cloud of smoke now?
You know, if he farted now, the smoke would probably just like a big poof of dust.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think I would want the dusty farts because that shit would blow all over I'd have to be sweeping and mopping, and I don't need the fart dust.
Can you imagine what a 3,000-year-old fart probably smells like? Oh, probably
I don't want
smells
to
like
imagine what a 3,000-year-old fart would smell like. I couldn't have
probably
fucking imagine.
smells like it probably smells like a damp yak out in the middle of the Sahara. Like that.
I'm gonna gag. Okay. So anyway, so that was for Queen Tai Ti was
Daddy,
found. Titty or tidy, however the fuck you want to say it. Okay, so here is Yuya and Tuya.
were they twins?
So Yuya, nope, no, Yuya was married to Tuya. Garza, we don't need to talk about a 3,000-year-old queef because that's just going to blow spider webs everywhere, and I don't need any big fucking spiders running around my room. Okay, so Yuya married Tuya. Yuya was a powerful Egyptian in the 18th dynasty and married Tuya, an Egypt noblewoman in the royal family. Okay, so there is a gilded mummy mask of Yuya in Cairo Museum. And apparently, this gilded mummy is one of the most preserved mummy faces ever found to date. I know about these guys. King Tut had a very big butt, and Howard Carter was a stinky farter. It was a joke. So I'm going to say King Tut doesn't have a big butt.
That's disappointing.
3,000-year-old tidy milk probably tastes like ashes with the sour. Ugh, come on. Can we move on from the stinky shit? Roto-rooted. God, dog. Anyway, you can actually Google the gilded mummy mask of Yuya. It's Yuya, and you can see a picture of it. I did not think to upload any of the photos here tonight, or I should have. Anyway, their tomb was located in the Valley of the Kings and was one of the most spectacular tombs ever found so far in the valley. Both mummies were in amazing state of preservation. Their faces were mostly undistorted, and they were discovered in 1905.
Jared Stalker said he didn't have a big butt, but he did have a big pickle. Like, are we talking like Rasputin big pickle, or
I'm
like what are we talking?
Maybe that's from the inbreeding. Maybe all the inbreeding they were doing gave them big peenies.
I mean, at least look at. That's probably a good thing that they had that going for them, because with the way that some of their faces look, it wasn't promising.
I just by some of the way they look, I just don't see how they have kids. They had to have had a pickle with. They had to have had big weenies or something back then. To God Almighty. Gourd people. I ain't looking up nothing right now. I'll look that up later. Let me write that down. The gourd.
GORD people.
People? Oh God. Are they like all? Are they like all like inbred people? Gourd people? I wrote it down. I'll look it up later. I don't.
Apparently
Who's Joseph Stalin?
Joseph Stalin.
Who's that?
He was a dictator. Oh my God. Brain just completely. Thank you, Robert. Russian dictator.
Oh, okay. All right. Apparently, his body shape was similar to a girl, so bigger than a man, I guess. I'm done corrupting my search history. Half donkey, half human, that kind of inbreed. No. I'm talking inbreeding like with their own brothers and sisters. Like what they married his own sister and had their babies and all that shit. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this tomb KV5 was located and it ended up being the two children of Ramses II. It's a subterranean rock cut tomb found in the valley. It was discovered in 1995 by Kent Weeks. It was the largest tomb in the valley so far and considered to be the most dramatic since finding King Tut. Oh, is he one of those that's encased in glass? Oh.
It's actually Vladimir Lenin, because that's part of the research that I did. Vladimir Lenin is encased in glass and looks exactly the same way he did the day he died because of the process.
Kotika, that's what you mean. What do you mean, Kotika, Glenn? Is that like the kind of people? And I don't know what the Great Pumpkin is. I've heard of the Great Pumpkin from Peanuts, but I don't.
Kotika, what is that? K-O-T.
K-O-T-E-K-A.
Word people. I'm gonna have to look that up when we're done.
Yeah.
AR said instead of them having dueling banjos, they had dueling harps.
Oh God, damn. Anywho. Oh boy. Okay, so another one that's found is Ramses the Fourth. There's a lot of Ramses here.
Mm-hmm.
This one was found in 1898 in the Royal Cache, and his wife, Queen Dutton Toppet, was with him. The Kim family is encased in glass. Okay. In April 2021, his mummy, Ramses IV's mummy, was moved from the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities to the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, along with 17 other kings and 4 queens, for an event called the Pharaoh's Golden Parade. So that's pretty cool. Kim Jong-2 and Kim Tu. I have no idea who they are. Tidy was apparently Oh, so Tidy was. That's right. I did read that, didn't I? Hold on. Because she married her brother, which was. Yes, she was the sister to Ramses III, and they had the 4th. So Tidy was Ramses the 4th's mama / aunt. Okay, I got it. So anyway, that's cool how he's in the Pharaoh's Golden Parade. So he's one of the ones in that. And I have only one more of the ones that's been found. And this one is called Pashedu. It's Pashedu.
Okay.
He was an ancient artisan. He lived on the west bank of the Nile. His title was Servant in the Place of Truth. He was in charge of all the local royal tombs. He was and he was there with Ramses II. His tomb was found on the west bank at Luxor in 1834. by soldiers, and it was robbed of any treasure that was left there. There were large of the art paintings found on either wall, but they were mirror reflections of the other wall. So it was a mirror reflection of the other wall and the two big walls going down the corridor to his tomb. So that is Peshidu.
So one thing that I did read is when they did find King Tut, his two stillborn daughters were mummified and placed in his tomb with him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he was only like, what? Didn't you say
19.
like, yeah, he was young.
Yeah, I think he started reigning when he was 12 or he was 9.
Yeah, because
9 or 12. Anyway, yeah, he was young. Yeah, so all I have left is the tomb sites, which are just freaking amazing. So if you want to talk about your mummy things there, mummification process.
So of course, majority of everyone that been spoken about tonight has been mummified,
right?
Which is basically a dead human or animal. The soft tissue and the organs, they've been preserved by intentional or accidental exposure to chemicals, extreme cold, very low humidity, or lack of air, so that the recovered body does not decay further,
right,
than it has already naturally have. So the process in itself, took 70 days to do.
It takes 70 days to mummify somebody.
70 days to mummify the body. 40 of that is them taking salt packets, and once they have cleared out the body of its internal organs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, remove the organs and embalm them, like you mean?
Right. So they remove your brain through your nose with a hook. That's how they remove the brain.
Oh my God.
They would cut you on your left-hand side and remove your internal organs because those decay fast. And in order to preserve the body well, they had to take out everything that would wind up retaining moisture inside the body. So they cut you on your left-hand side. They removed all of your internal organs, except they left your heart. And they left the heart because it was believed that it recorded all of the good and bad deeds in life and was needed for judgment in the afterlife. So,
okay, that's interesting.
Once they did that, they placed the salt inside the body to soak up everything that was in there, and then they removed it out of you. They basically made like salt packs, kind of like the silica gel like you see inside of shoes when you buy them. That's basically what they did inside these bodies. Is they
Yuck.
Yeah, but Bob, have you seen Creepshow 2? That's the question.
I haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen Creepshow. What is Creepshow? Is that like a series?
It was movies. I think they were Stephen King.
Oh.
Movies.
God,
so let's see. So they believed that it was crazy though, because they believed the body would be very important for the next life. So they left the heart, obviously, because that weighed your good and bad deeds, but they took your brain out because they felt like you weren't going to need that in the next life. Beats the hell out of me. But they took your internal organs out and they were embalmed separately. and processed and buried sometimes in the body in decorative jars, or they were placed next to you.
That's what I read, is they put them in jars or something next to your body.
So they kept the liver in one that had a replica human head on top, and that was protected by Isis. They had that one was called the Imseti jar. They had the Dua Mutef jar, which is a jackal's head, which kept the stomach, and that was protected by the goddess Neith. They had the Hapi jar, which was a replica baboon's head, which kept the lungs and was protected by Nephthys. And then this one I actually had to look up to pronounce it. There was the Que Besenuif jar, which was in a replica of a hawk or falcon head, which kept the intestines and was protected by the goddess Serket. So
that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, and they did all that separate. They would take it out of you. They didn't do anything for the brain. There again, it was thought that you were not going to need that for the afterlife. So they just discarded it.
So they take your brain out of your nostril with a hook, and then just throw it away to the birds.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. See, they had theirs and they were living and they didn't even use it. So what the hell were you going to need for in the afterlife? I mean,
I just don't fucking.
So once they cleared you out of your internal organs, you were rinsed with palm wine and then filled with fragrant herbs, spices, and linen to preserve the shape, so that you stayed looking normal. Your eyes, because obviously when you die, your eyes deflate. Your eyes were replaced with shells, linen, or painted onions to be placed in there before they wrapped you up.
I think they just use marbles now, don't they?
I truly don't know. Let's see. They would the priest would wrap your fingers and toes individually before they would wrap your whole hand or foot to help preserve the moisture. And in between those layers, they did like a concoction of like a salt, let's see. It would help, so the linen would help absorb any residual moisture. However, in between, they would put like a layer of a resin concoction that they made so that no outside moisture would seep in to what they've wrapped you into, which is why these bodies are so well preserved and just kind of look like, body jerky almost. Like they're just dehydrated bodies.
Yeah, that's basically what it is beef jerky.
Yeah.
Ew! So that goes back to how he would taste.
It's
chewy.
They would put amulets in between the layers of your wrappings to protect the dead from mishap, which if you're fucking dead, how much more of a mishap could there be? And there were prayers and magical words written on the wrappings. And the priests that would do these processes, they were like highly trained. Like they had to go through this whole huge process. Let's see. There were inside of all of them, especially with the elite, they were left furniture, they were left paintings, they were left statuettes, and these statuettes were left because they were your servants for the afterlife. They were to be your servants. They left you food, and they also mummified your pets to be in there with you.
Oh yeah. Now I have heard that. I have, yeah.
So sometimes there were cats, there were alligators, there were a few other animals.
There were dogs, sheep, and in the one autobiography that I watched, the documentary, in the last one, they found like 100 cats all buried together.
Oh my goodness.
But they found this one and they thought it was a big cat, but it ended up being a lion.
Really?
The first ever mummified lion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the last one that I saw. Beef body flavored jerky, right? That's exactly what I was thinking. Imagine making that a perfume. Beef body scented.
Ugh, gross.
God, I would not have any friends.
Right. While it's not a common practice anymore, it's, mainly like a leader of a country type thing. Like Lily said that Kim Il Jong, I think is what she said. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the leaders of North Korea, I believe they are, this process has been done to them and they're encased for display for the country. So basically, the only difference is they just haven't been wrapped, but there's obviously advancements in.
Yeah. And the ones, when we had the last mummification one, that's when I had read that the ones that are in the glass casings that people see, their bodies get this wax covering put over the top of it. Mm-hmm. And they have to redo that. I'm not quite sure how often they have to redo that, but they have to constantly check them to make sure that the wax is holding them nicely.
And the one that I looked up and I mentioned on here just a couple minutes ago is Vladimir Lenin, who was leader of Russia during the First World War, if I'm not mistaken, because he died in 1924. He is, at that point in time, like modern mummified, and is on display in Moscow. And when I looked up the pictures, there's still
looks like they're sleeping.
Yeah, like looks the same as he did.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple of them I saw that's like that, and it just looks like they're okay. Hold on one second, and let's freeze for a second. What are you talking about, Spirit Stalker? I'm confused. The oldest mummy on record in North America, found at Spirit Cave outside of Fallon, Nevada, is an example of natural mummification, wrapped in a tulle mat. It was found in a shallow grave. Wow.
I did hear something about that.
If it's the oldest mummy, how old is it?
It's oldest one from North America, though.
Well, I mean, I'm curious. I try to always put like, how old it is.
Yeah.
On the run from what, Spirit Stalker? I'm so confused right now. I'm.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need to call the police? What is he on the run from? I have so many questions.
Oh God.
Oh, you said on the run and you're uncomfortable. Okay, I'm thinking, Jesus, is he a murderer? Are you safe? Like, I just, okay, so that scared me. Just want to make sure she was
Whoa,
all right.
what?
Yeah, my stinky husband left me 4 months ago. Unfortunately, he found his way back.
Oh, gracious.
Don't,
So Glenn
don't
is
let him come back.
14,000 to 20,000 years.
Oh, geez. Why would you even let him in, Spirit Stalker? Because that's 4 months of being gone. That's his shit would have been burned already. Divorce papers would have already been drawn up. Like, but I mean, unless you want him, he was on single life vacation. Okay, well, I mean, as long as you allowed that, that's all you. I just want to make sure you were safe. That's what I needed to make sure. Okay. I need to make sure no murderer showed up at home and she's gonna.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to stop. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure she was safe. That's all. Okay. You scared me there for a second.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. No, yeah, like Sandy, he'd be gone. He would be so far out of my life. Here's the papers you need to sign here. You've been gone 4 months, so your shit ain't here anymore. Like the locks would have been changed, unless I owned the house. I would have just moved. I would have moved already and left his ass.
They don't want him at his mom's. I just feel sorry.
Oh my God. You can't feel sorry for a man. Don't feel sorry for a man. They do it to themselves. I'll tell you right now. I don't feel sorry for no damn man. Nope. Never again. They do it to themselves. I don't care what they say.
That part.
Yeah, I don't want any sort of other half. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, the mummification process is, and if you remember correctly, I had the whole process of how to mummify yourself while you're still alive. Remember?
I truly do not recall.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, it's in here. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, it's people can mummify themselves while they're still alive. And it's very very, very painful. Let's see, where is it? God dang, this hurts my ears when it sits on here. Oh, maybe it's over here. No, hold on. No. Oh no, that was the that was the torture techniques. No, this was the, let's see, damn it. Oh no, this was this, what's wrong with you? No, and maybe it's not in this book. No, this is my next podcast right here. So, okay. Yeah, anyway, oh shit. Now I've lost where I was at. Okay, I got it. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it was a whole mummification process of yeah, no, it's for a religious thing, and they have to start taking away from the things that they eat on a daily basis, but then when they not eat something, they have to drink this sap from a tree. and it starts to what's the word? It starts to almost like embalm them from the inside. And this could take years to do. It could take years to mummify yourself. But they do that. Y'all don't remember this? And then they end up, when they die, they put them in all the big, the dress things, and they sit them in their positions, and they are there where people can come and worship you for the rest of whatever.
Really?
It was the podcast before the torture one, but I have the torture one in here, but I don't know where the torture one. Here's the torture one right here. That's the wheel, the torture techniques. And then it goes right into when we were doing the songs. You had to guess the song and the people by the lyrics. And this is all the the what's wrong with you with all the damn syndromes. And this is when I've read these horoscopes. And have you ever? So in this book, it's not in here. And I tore all of these pages out to clear out this book. So I think I threw that one away. But yeah, there's a whole process on how to mummify yourself. It was a Japanese, yeah. Am I lagging? Okay, that was just weird. Anyway, so I've got a few tomb sites here. People can actually go to these places. And I've seen the pictures of them, and they just look amazing, what they've done with these places. So, of course, y'all heard me talk about the Valley of the Kings. This in former ancient capital of Thebes, Thebes, for a period of 1069 through 1550 BC, the New Kingdom pharaohs were buried in rock-cut tombs in the Theban hills, hidden from plain view. 62 tombs have been excavated to this present day, with King Tut being the most famous, but not the most impressive. Not all the tombs are open to the public, and some are on rotation. So you can actually go here. And this is still an active burial site. So they're still finding remains there all the time. Oh, Spirit Stalker. Oh. Okay. How does a female mummify her privates?
What?
I'm not quite sure how a female would mummify her privates. I mean, I guess you can. How do you wrap that?
Wrap it before you snap it.
Sort of like paper mache.
Shut up.
Stick paper mache on it.
Get some Mod Podge or whatever that stuff is. We're gonna get some moldable clay.
I've heard of the curse fluffies. I think we talked about this before. The curse, it's after they opened his tomb. It wasn't after they opened his tomb. It was after they opened what he was in, the body. When they opened the mummy, that's when some of the excavation teams started dying because of fucked up shit. Stuff it like a turkey. Oh.
You know that, what was that? I was reading that they think because King Tut, something happened to King Tut and he got sick like really fast. And they're almost thinking, because when they were able to finally, like, in recent years, they were able to do like a good, thorough examination of his body, that there's a possibility he died of a broken leg. And because he was at that point in time, there wasn't like proper care for stuff like that, that it caused, I think, like an infection, because he had like a really bad fever.
Well,
And
I
if
guess with the, yeah.
but technically it all had come from like a broken leg or something. I was like, that's a crap way to die.
Yeah, that's
That's a really crappy way to die.
yeah, that would, yeah, it is. It really is. So by the Valley of the Kings is Valley of the Queens, and it's where the wives of the kings were buried during the same period. In this main valley, there's been 91 tombs discovered so far, and they're smaller than the king's tombs. The most beautiful tomb found here to date in Queens Valley is Nefertari.
Nefertiti.
Yeah, the great royal
Nefertiti.
wife of Ramses II. So that is at Valley of the Queens. And then
Good night, Mandy. Have a good night.
oh, good night, Mandy. The other place, there are three more places. This is called the Deir el Medina. Again, don't come at me if I say it wrong. I don't fucking have a clue. Deir el Medina. This is a neighbor of the King and Queens Valley. It's often overlooked, but it's the tombs of the artisans, builders, and craftsmen who built the King and Queens Valley.
Huh.
The most beautiful tomb is Pashidu, the one that I said Bashidu earlier, the artisan. Sinidum, and Kamteri, or Kamteri, however you say that. That's the most beautiful tombs in the artisans. And yes, that's the people who built the tombs in the Valley of the Kings and Queens. This one is called the Beni Hassan. These are for military leaders and provincial ruler, and found in the city of Minya in Upper Egypt. 39 tombs have been found so far from 1710 to 2050 BC. Cut into limestone hills, but not all are open to the public. The ones that are have vivid wall paintings detailing their lives when they were alive. The most beautiful tombs are Amenemhat and Keti. I'm probably not saying it right. And the last one is Tombs of the Nobles at the Thebes. This is for the nobles and important officials that served the kings and queens when they were in reign. Located at the West Bank at Luxor. Also rock-cut tombs, and these consist of two parts. Most of these tombs are undecorated, so they don't have any of the artist drawings and the writings and all that on it. Most are underground. Most are in the underground burial chamber, but there is a decorated chapel accessible for the living to go in and visit that. There's two beautiful tombs there, Senefer, which is called Tomb of the Vineyards, and Beckmeyer. So I didn't realize there was that many tomb sites, and they had all these this tomb site is for politicians, you know, this one's there was another one in there just for like priests and preachers and all that. So I didn't realize they separated them to bury them like that.
I guess it's all based on like status and everything.
Yeah. Like who you worked for and politicians, this one, military leaders. And all of them are still active. They're still active. So, excuse me. I have lost weight so far, lost over 200 pounds.
Holy
wow.
cow. Wow, Corey,
Dang,
that's
Corey.
awesome.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. Would that girl end up looking pregnant? What girl looking pregnant?
If they stuffed her like a turkey, if they were to remember how she was saying, goodness.
I've recently found out that I am attracted some. You have attracted some cute Armenians, or you're attracted to Armenians? What culture they have? I don't really know.
I'm not sure.
I don't really know. Google it. Ask them. Oh, I'm sure that's not an easy task at all, Corey. I'm proud of you.
Have a good night, Robert.
See you, Robert.
We're not too far from hopping off here ourselves.
Oh yeah, no, I'm about to hobble off of here.
Hobble.
And yeah, that's all I do is fucking hobble around limping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hobble over, get my lights turned out, go take my pills.
There you go.
And get Holly in here. She'll be sleeping with me tonight. And then I go on the 26th for my arm to be finished. Armenian culture embodies the nature of Silk Road, for its distinct customs and unique art forms are the byproduct of the blending of Western and or okay. That doesn't say.
I'm just going to go on Amazon.
Oh, Jesus.
Have a great night, Missy. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We did go about an hour and 20 minutes tonight, didn't we? Yeah, we've been going over an hour lately because I guess we just have some interesting shit to talk about.
That and we're just ridiculous.
I know. The next podcast, let's see, what the hell's today? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. I'm off till the 24th, so I can have as many as I fucking want. So it'll be coming up in a day or two, and it is going to be called Where the Fuck? So I've got hints and clues, and you'll have to guess where it is and where it's located. It could be a mountain, it could be a river, it could be a house, it could be a road, it could be a city, a town, or a country, or a state. It could be anything and everywhere. So where the fuck will be the next one. So that one will be fun.
Yes.
So, but thank you guys for joining in again. I love everybody. Hope this was interesting for you guys tonight. I love this shit. I love ancient Egypt history. I love it all. So anyway, again, I have added 3 new items to my merch. Check that out. The link is in the bio. They're pretty cool. Plus I got more coming. And if you guys come up with any topics for the podcast, message it to me and we'll make it happen.
Yes.
And I'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.